All right, it's April 2024, which means it's time for the March 2024 Power Rankings. What happened this month? SE Kefka began, Search for Wisdom began. I'm going to hold off including both. Seto and Turds are currently in the semifinals of Kefka. In Search for Wisdom, I think Selder has an early lead. Vid and Akiyama also doing very well. But I'm going to hold off including these in general. I include things as they are finished. TTA and TTN Blitz was fun. That was really chaotic to play. It is very panicky to have two games going at once and short time controls in open. We also got GBs for both TTA, TTN, and TTM. TTM GB sort of didn't finish. Only 3 players have finished all 15 games, but I've included it anyway, so there. Is there anything else to say here? I don't think so. Let's see what I can screw up this month. Weekly opens were on a break. Actually, though, I do wonder if one happened before Kefka started, but I don't think that's the case. But yell at me if so, and I'll adjust the rankings, and, this video will be made obsolete instantly. Alright, in 10th we have Dalamar. He came 4th in GB66. He continues a steady pace of making the list basically exactly every 3-4 months. If it's been 3 months since the last time, he'll pop on a list. This month, with somewhat fewer events being counted, because there was the Blitz, right? That's one event, 2 TTAGBs, and 4 TTNGBs. So that's 7 events, which may sound like a fair number of events, but it really ended up that there were 3 players that had a lot of results, and basically everyone else on the list had 1, maybe 2 results. And so it was very possible this month to get on with 1/3 or 1/4 place finish. So I looked through what the 3rd and 4th place finishes were, and this was clearly the 4th with the best score, and with the score that looked most like a 3rd place score. Also, it was in a TTA event. I strongly considered actually putting it ahead of this 3rd, and maybe should have, but DJ also put up a very solid score here. DJ is one of only 4 players to make every list so far in 2024. A really nice start to the year for DJ, mostly on the back of just doing fantastic in TTN tournaments. In 8th, we have Selder, the GB66 runner-up. He is also one of 4 players to reach all 3 months of 2024. I'm not going to list it for them because I'll have other things to say, but if you want to figure out who the other 2 are, it's our 2nd and 3rd place finishers, which might be a spoiler if you've paid attention to the year, but you haven't, so we're okay. In 7th place, we have Sir Smokes, Blitz finalist. This is his first appearance in 2024. Going to try to have a little tidbit about each player, make it look like I put an effort. In 6th place, we have Deagle. Deagle wins an event. This is his 3rd time on the list, and the first time he doesn't land exactly 9th, which I think is kind of fun. In 5th place, the Year of Stuff has begun. He wins a TTM event, comes 3rd in another. This is his 2nd time on the power rankings. Suspiciously, last time he came 6th in March 2023. This time he came 5th in March 2024. So perhaps it shouldn't be the Year of Stuff. Perhaps Stuff is just a big fan of March. Very suspicious. We will be investigating this moving forward. In 4th place, we have the Cloaked One. Amusingly, exactly like Deagle, he has appeared twice before on the list, and both times, like Deagle, he landed 9th. And so this is his first finish that isn't 9th on the list, like Deagle, and he comes 4th here, winning a GB. And again, I value the TTA GBs a little higher than the TTN stuff, so a really nice result for Cloaked One, and a really high and deserved finish for him. In 3rd, that was a close finish too, as I recall, for 1st. Narrowly pipped Delial. In 3rd, we have Turds. Turds runner-ups 2 events, comes 3rd in 2 more events, and 4th in a 5th event. So in a world where people, made top 4 in 1, maybe 2 events, Turds getting 5 top 4s, including 2 top 2s, 4 top 3s, seemed pretty clear 3rd place to me, though you could argue winning an event moves above it. I think this is very clear 3rd. Now, Turds is on a streak of every odd-numbered month. He does better than the previous even-numbered month, so expect him to have a mediocre April and then a dominant May. Yeah, no way that means anything, but it'll be fun if it continued. In 2nd, we have Delial. Really strong performance by Deli. 4 top 2s is obviously really impressive, but I thought it was amusing to finish top 2 3 times and come second on the list. Also, our winner is a pretty clear winner. This is Delhi's fourth top 2 finish in the last 5 months, and of course, he has continued his evergreen streak of being on every power rankings ever, which no one else has done. I think Turds is closest, but has certainly missed a few months. And in first, we have Akiyama. Akiyama has not been Player of the Month, despite having been Player of the Month many times since 2022. He did not win a single Player of the Month in 2023, but he comes back strong for 2024, wins the Blitz, wins 2 different TTNGBs, comes third in 2 more events, fourth in another. That's 6 top 4s more than anyone else, 5 top 3s more than anyone else. 3 top 2s less than Delhi, but also 3 top 1s, which was the clear most, the only player to win multiple events this month. Akiyama is easily the player of the month, though as I was updating lists for a while, it looked close between Akiyama and Delhi, but then I checked the TTN results and he pulled away with it. So congrats to Akiyama, who, nice to see him back playing a lot of stuff and winning half of it. For player of quarter 1, keep in mind this is kind of basically an average of your placing over the 3 months, with a little higher score if you get a first, second, third, or fourth. The scoring is 1 point for 10th, 2 for 9th, 3 for 8th, 4 for 7th, 5 for 6th, 6 for 5th, 8 for 4th, 10 for 3rd, 12 for 2nd, and 15 for 1st. So in 6th, we have Akiyama with 18. This was his first really good month of the year. In 5th, we have DJ, who has been steadily really good. This was his weakest month of the year, but he still makes the list. In 4th, we have Selder. This was also his, I think, his weakest month as well, but still has made the list every month. In 3rd, we have Seto, who wins Kefka and was the top coming into March, but basically didn't play in March. And our winner is a tie between Delial and Turds, both with 29 points. I think Delial has like a second, and a 6th, and Turds has a first, a third, and a 7th, and that comes out tied on 29 for our leader for Player of the Month. Congrats, Player of the Season. Congrats to both of them. There used to be a card of the season in Occult Fans. I remember reading an article about, I think, Blue Goo 3575, written by Preps Yoshikin. Card of the season. I enjoyed stuff like that. There was one about 5267 or 5762. The thing about them that was kind of goofy was they always were written as if this card was some unique value. And like you could write an article about like Larsa, right? Larsa has a unique space essentially in the meta because no other card does what it does, right? You can't rotate it. There's no other card with its power. You could write one about Arania, 971A. There are other A971s, but none are configured quite like that. What I think of as kind of a wheel card, right, where it has its highest value to the left and then sequentially lower values going round. But it was kind of written as if, this 5267 might have unique properties, rather than, any five, any what I think of as kind of a word card. Like, I think, okay, so this is just how my dumb brain works. Ward, A728. Ward is facing upwards, and it's like a spear, because Ward has a spear, right? It's the most power facing towards that direction. The blade sort of points to the other two as well, and has like nothing in the other direction, right? Spear cards. And I tend to like spear cards. I think in general, cards are at their best when their strongest number is surrounded by their next 2 strongest numbers. This is not true of all number combinations, but on average, I think I believe this. So my instinct would be a 5762 is better than a 7652. That's my instinct, and thinking about it, I'm pretty sure for that number combo, I do stand by that. There are some places where the specific plus walls lining up make an exception to that. But I think specifically if the weak number can be across from a number that gives it really important plus walls, it can be better to have the wheel version than the spear version. this is really a field for this video. But on average, I would rank cards like, on average, the best version is the spear version, 5762. The second is the wheel version, 7652. And the weakest version is the vertical or horizontal version, 7562. For the specific 7652 values, I strongly think 7562 is definitely the weakest of those. There are some number values where it's like, say, 9595, where the up-down version is like a very nice card. Maybe not as good as the corner versions, but like still very nice. But here, 7562 is pretty clunky. 7462, some plus wall stuff might make that more relevant. And then 5762 versus 7652. 7652 does have that 2 opposite the 6, which is one of its best plus wall pickups and gives it access to 6s on as it runs up and down the wall it's good on. Sorry, my voice is going, so I should probably stop talking because this has nothing to do with the video. But on average, I would say spear better than, what did I call it? Wheel better than horizontal vertical. And for 5762, I think I'm going to stand by that, but you could disagree. The spear and wheel are close iterations of the card. For 8764s, I prefer the wheel, but the spear is still very good. There's a couple examples where I prefer the wheel. Maybe A964s as well. But for the average card, I think the spear version is better. But anyway, so the reason I thought those articles were kind of goofy is because it treated it as if it was this unique card, not as if any insight into this card, of course, applied to all other Spear 5762 type cards. And it also sort of treated it as this, like, unique thing that didn't have comparisons, right? Like, do you ever run 5762 when 6763 is available? Or 6762, right? Are there reasons this would be a more useful card to run? Or does something else make it essentially obsolete unless that other card is banned? Which is to say, I would have approached this very differently, but that's okay. I thought they were fun little articles highlighting slightly offbeat cards. How did we get there? I don't know. Congrats to Akiyama for winning March 2024 Player of the Month. Congrats to you for listening to the last 3 minutes of me saying nothing. And congrats to Dalial and Turds for being the top 2 finishers of the first quarter of 2023, and congrats to Seto for winning SE Kefka and being in the actual lead for anyone's Player of the Year race voting.